Hello, this is John McKeever from Shelter Health Belfast, and today we're going to do what are called the Makko Ho Stretches. The Makko Ho Stretches were created and developed by a Japanese man called Wataru Nagai back in the 1930s, 1940s, and this man suffered a stroke, was paralysed down one side of his body and was told by the doctors that he would not regain his mobility. But he persevered and he turned to Buddhist principles and Buddhist bowing postures in an effort to gain enlightenment. So I think he started off not necessarily hoping to regain his mobility, but more for spiritual well-being. But he discovered by gradually over time doing these bowing postures very slowly over a period of a year or 2 years, he regained full mobility and surprised his doctors, and he became a bit of a legend around Japan. He travelled around demonstrating these Makko Ho stretches. So there were 4 stretches based on Buddhist bowing postures. So there are 3 kind of forward bending postures and 1 back bending, and his son then wrote a book called Makko Ho. This is the book. You can see it there. 5 minutes physical fitness, he calls it. They are quite they're challenging exercises to do, and by no means can I do them perfectly, as you will see. But although I've been doing stretches for a long time, I've decided to focus on these Makko Ho and keep doing them every day and see how far we get over the next number of months or a year. Makko Ho just literally means to look straight ahead, to go forward. So it's that idea of not giving in, just to keep going in spite of the challenge. So we're going to go through the 4 exercises. Okay, here we go. So the first one is feet together, and the idea is that you can actually, believe it or not, get your head onto the floor from this position. So it's all about bending from the waist. So these exercises help hip mobility and stretch the spine, increasing the energy and the nervous system, the flow of blood throughout the body, especially in the spine and the hips. So it is done like this. We're going to count 10. We're going to hold either at the ankles or around the feet. And so the idea is to keep straight and to bend from the base of the spine, not to arch your back like that, but to try and bend. I can't go forward very far. And if you look in the book, you'll find that he actually gets his head onto the floor in this position, which would seem kind of impossible. So we do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just do 10 movements at a time, and I'll just show you in the book. There he is there, he's done the posture, and there he is with the head completely on the floor. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm a long way off that, but we'll keep doing it anyway and see how we get on. So again, just holding at the ankle or holding at the feet, and just trying to really stretch from the base of the spine. So the base of the spine is your hinge. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the first one. And the second one, another forward posture, is feet pointing ahead with the toes pointing back towards you. And we're going to again go forward from the base of the spine. 2, 3. I mean, you could just hold it, but I find it better if I try and do movement. And I am getting further with this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have my hands in the prayer position. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can just kind of roll forward and back. Or you could hold it. You could just hold it. Hold on to your legs. If you let your feet go forward, you can go further forward. But the challenge is to keep the toes pointing back. Stretches along the hamstrings and the back of the legs, bladder meridian, and it makes it more challenging. It makes it tougher to do, but we just keep doing it. Feel the stretch. So that's the second one. Then the third one is done with the feet spread apart, and again trying to come forward, trying to get your head on the floor, believe it or not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the third one, and see if I show you that one in the book. Let's see. Yeah, here's the book. Legs wide apart. And with his head right down on the floor. So this will really increase the mobility in your spine and in your hips. The last one I'm going to turn this way. And this is kind of a backward bend, back bend. The idea is to try and sit between your, this is one I find people have difficulty with. I can do this one more easily for some reason. I can go back rather than forward. There's your metaphor for you. This is a starting position, just sitting like this. If you can't, I've got my backside on the floor. If you can't do that, then just even starting like this. And if you find this difficult, when I started to do these, I couldn't sit like this for more than a few seconds, and I just practiced every day. And every day I could do a few seconds longer until I was able to sit for longer, like this. So it's a matter of practice, really. This is a challenging position, even like this, for people. To do the stretch, we're trying to kind of get yourself down on the floor, sit between your heels, and make sure you have some space behind you. If you can do this, then basically you're getting there. We can go back onto the hands. So we're not arching the back like that. Again, we're lowering yourself from the waist, from the hips, and down onto the elbows if you can do that. So just take this in stages, just do what you can. And this is really like a holding one. I'm not really doing movements with this one. This is just more like a straightforward stretch. And come down onto the floor. Hope you can see this. And then the final bit is put your hands, stretch your arms over your head like this. Trying to keep everything on the floor. And the front of my knees are raising, especially my left one is raising a little bit. But if I just stick with it, we're coming, trying to keep my back. I mean, there is a natural arch in your lower back, lumbar arch. So you may not get flat on the floor, but the rest of your back should be on the floor. I can stay here for about 10 seconds. And then just slowly and easily get myself up with this. So those are the 4 Makko Ho stretches. And you can buy this book again. The original Makko Ho book. This was written by a son called Haruka Nagai. And you can buy this book. I got this book second hand. I think you can buy it new on various outlets. Okay, those are the Makko Ho stretches, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.